Hi, it's Andy, and today we're checking in 6 months later to look at my physical TBR. At the start of every year for the past few years now, I have done a video like this to show you my physical TBR, and mainly for me to keep a track of what is on my TBR, keep an eye on what I'm reading, etc. It's just kind of a bit of fun. I love tracking things like this just because I'm a nosy bitch, basically. Even with myself, nosy bitch. And yeah, I have been trying this year, if you haven't been following, I've been trying this year to get myself to a 0 TBR or a functional zero TBR. I'm always going to have books coming in, like I'm not going to get to 0 and stop reading. Like I still have pre-orders coming in, I've got pre-orders that go into like April 2027. It's not like I'm going to stop reading, but functionally I would like to be reading the books that I'm just picking up. I don't want to have things on my TBR for an extended length of time. I would like to be getting to books that I'm picking up and they're not just festering away there, and you know, I just want to read the books that I've got. In doing so, I've managed to get my TBR down to 22 books currently. 22 books at the end of Q2, or the end of the 6 months, and I'm really happy with that. Looking at my spreadsheet with everything on it, I have 1 from 2023, which is irking me, I'm not going to lie, 3 from 2024, 5 from 2025, and the rest are all from 2026, which is a really good outcome. That 2023 one though is staring me in the face, but I'm just not in the mood to read it right now. It's a World War II historical fiction, I'll show you in a minute, and I'm just not in the mood to read it right now, and I don't want to force myself to read it and then not like it because I forced myself to read it. That makes sense? So yeah, hopefully we can get that read soon. Maybe I can add it to next month's TBR, seeing as next month's TBR is not as mental as the past few have been. It's been really nice having such a low TBR because then I can pick up and reread books in my library. Like the whole point of this library is that I only keep books that I plan to reread, and now that I've got my TBR down to a level where it doesn't give me anxiety of how many books are piling up on this TBR, I can pick up a reread without thinking I could be reading a new book. I'm still getting a little bit of that, I'm not going to lie, but doing videos like this helps me to keep that in mind, that you are reducing your TBR and you can just enjoy rereads. So less of this, more showing you what's going on. So here is my 6 month update for my 2026 physical TBR. So the oldest book on my TBR is Mrs. Graham's War by AZebraReads. This is a World War II historical fiction. It was originally called Mrs. Graham's Wartime Cookbook, I believe, but they changed the name. I'm not sure why. But yes, this is the oldest book on my TBR, and it was bought for me by Tori in 2023. So for my 2024 purchased books, I have At First Bite by Olivia Dade, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I need to read books 1 and 2. I don't have books 1 and 2, so this is why this is still on the TBR. And The Shadow Key by Susan Stokes Chapman. I'm really looking forward to this. It's like Gothic, Wales, paranormal. I just kind of want to read it in spooky season. I kept telling myself I didn't need to have spooky season to read these kinds of books, and every time I go to pick it up I'm like, oh, but it's 20 degrees outside and sunny and it just doesn't, the atmosphere doesn't feel right. So hopefully this year, later on, I will get to this book. Next up are my 2025 purchases. First being The Life Impossible by Matt Haig, A Taste of Golden Iron by Alexandra Rowland. I bought this in a shop in York. It was recommended to me by the bookseller. Part of me doesn't want to read it because what if I don't like it and then I'll feel bad that somebody's recommended me it and I didn't like it, you know? And Fireworks by Bonnie Woods. Again, this is one where I'm like, it's very autumnal and my brain's like now hooked on to the fact that I don't want to read it until it's like autumn time. So hopefully, again, I can get this on the TBR fairly soon. Okay, on to the books that I bought this year and have yet to read. First is First to Finish by Rebecca J. Caffrey. This is my earliest pre-order that I've not read. The Midnight Train by Matt Haig, which will soon be read because it's on this month's TBR. Father Material by Alexis Hall. This is one of my newest acquisitions because it's just come out. It is also on this month's TBR. Lost in Space by Rebecca Thorne, which, as you can see, I am already this far through because it is on this month's TBR. I was getting really good at reading my pre-orders as they came in, but there's some, like First to Finish isn't one where I was like, I need this book. It was one that was like, oh, I liked her first book, let me try her second book. So that's why it's lasted a bit longer. But yes, this is Rebecca Thorne's new book and I'm so excited. I'm loving it so far. Next is the Bridgerton books that I bought and never got to before they turned up, and that is The Viscount Who Loved Me, An Offer from a Gentleman, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, To Sir Philip with Love, When He Was Wicked, It's in His Kiss, and On the Way to the Wedding. Yes, I've only read one Bridgerton book, and yet I ordered the entire Illuminate set. And lastly, The River She Became by Emily Varga. A couple of these are supposed to be July hauls, but they got delivered in June, so, you know, we're just keeping it fair. I'm excited about this one, and this is also on this month's TBR. Now, I also have 3 non-fictions on my TBR, and one of these is from 2025, which is the Anthology of Scottish Folk Tales, and the other 2 are from this year, the first being One Medicine by Dr. Matt Morgan. This was one that Vicky read and was like, I think you like this, so she passed it on to me. And the other is An Expert Witness by Sue Black. Professor Lady Sue Black is a fantastic forensic anthropologist and anatomist, and I had lectures from her at uni. I mention this every time. I am absolutely name dropping, and I love all of her non-fiction, so this was a no-brainer. And actually, I have already read this, but I did haul it in June. There we go. Those are the books that are still on my TBR, technically, as of the 6-month mark of the year. Like I say, I've already read An Expert Witness, The Midnight Train, Moss in Space, The Viscount Who Loved Me are on this month's TBR, along with Father Material. What else did I say was on this month's TBR? I think that was it. So if there's any in here that you think I need to get to pronto, then please let me know. I will be going through the probably be going through the Bridgerton books maybe monthly, maybe 2 a month. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to just binge through it because that tends to put me in a slump. I'm also looking for them on 99p Kindle deals because I don't particularly want to, like, well, it's less the edges, more the foiling. I don't want the foiling to rub off. That happened to me once. My copy of Chain of Thorns, the Cassandra Clare book, the 3rd book in that series, the foiling rubbed off on my hands as I was reading the book. First time it's ever happened to me, and it will be the last. But yes, if there's any in here that you're seeing and you think, Andy, you need to get to that, like, now, please let me know in the comments. If you want to let me know you were here but you don't want to leave a comment, if you leave me some kind of spaceship emoji or plant emoji from Moss in Space, even though Moss, not a big fan of plants, but, you know, it's fine. It'll be fine for this scenario because I don't think there's a specific moss emoji. So plants and spaceships for Moss in Space. Please do like if you want to, and subscribe if you want to see more of this and see if I actually manage to get down to a zero TBR and more of this nonsense that's happening with my mouth. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.